Episode 27. Despite the imminent danger of a skeletal retinue descending upon the weakened fellowship, Titus manages to reach the tenuous reason of their host, Lord Lepidus Terentius Cavinius Zosh. The elder patrician stands down, appearing more desperately lonely than hostile, as well as perhaps genuinely concerned for the well-being of the exhausted party. This conversation occurs while skeletal scratching continues at the tent flap. During this, second mate Phoebius brings Marcus's attention to two curious red furred Pyja faces that are themselves investigating the scene by lifting up the tent flap and peering inside. Meanwhile, Wesa and her new best friend Capio Secundus successfully depart the camp unchallenged. Capio has left behind a reasonable facsimile of his tent and its occupants, hoping to delay the inevitable discovery of his betrayal of his former ally, Barolus. Jason is also inside his tent, ready to undertake his own plan when the moment demands it. A strange yet not entirely unknown power rises up in Wesa, traveling along the spiritual line she previously established with Capio by breaking bread with him. She snares the Death Tamer in a subtle yet powerful compulsion, compelling both his solicitation and his aid. The Fellowship is reunited as Wesa and Capio come upon Lord Zosh's tent. The party happily recombines, although Capio's presence draws some measure of consternation. With the Death Tamer acting as a sort of guide, the group is at last able to come to the field of mystic energy that surrounds the presumed location of Jason Tenderheart's tomb. Before Capio is able to tell them what he knows, Titus impulsively crosses the barrier. This brash act immediately draws the attention of a being of immense antiquity and might, one before which Capio humbles himself, having only just survived a previous encounter. The being rapidly rotates through the members of the Fellowship, remarking upon some core characteristics of each with an underlying thread of contempt for Titus, Merrick, and Wesa. His assessment of Nilishly is largely neutral, as expected, with Marcus's judgment being pushed to some future moment as yet unclear as to how the being rates the true cleric. After this, the Guardian of the Tomb commands the Fellowship to make your case. They do not. After the creature has dismissed them, only once making reference to itself as Tess, the binding power that Wesa had placed upon Capio begins to fade. The Death Tamer seems to turn upon Wesa in a fury. The next few flickers could spell disaster for the group, or perhaps for Capio himself.